So today we've got a chassis mounted short shifter to install on the BMW E46. Now it's a bit of a difficult process, so I got the experts from Money Shifters to help me out. So here is our current shifter. Now as you can see, the throw is pretty far and the sloppiness, yeah, it's pretty bad. So we're gonna be installing this model right here, which as you can see is a fair bit longer. It's gonna give us a shorter throw and it's also chassis mounted, giving us a more stable shift and just overall better feel. But before we get to installing our new chassis mounted short shifter, there's a couple of things that are required. The new shifter is mounted to the chassis, so we're gonna need stiffer transmission mounts and stiffer engine mounts. Now, these are rubber ones that a lot of local drifters use, so they're definitely gonna be good enough for us. So we got Bernard under here. He's taking the exhaust out so we can get to the engine mounts, and a bolt has snapped off already, so that's fun.
So we've got the jack to hold up the transmission so that we can get rid of the transmission brace. This will also allow us to replace the transmission mounts and get better access to the drive shaft.
While Felix and Bernat get the drive shaft off, I wanted to quickly remind you that if you enjoy our videos, please subscribe down below. Thank you. So transmission brace is out of the car and also the stock bushings. Now as you can see, they fit flushly and there's a little notch here just to get it in right. But on the new bushings, which I have here, the thread doesn't fit through the hole. It's a little bit bigger, and so we're gonna have to drill out that a little bit. And also, it doesn't have this notch, so gonna have to get rid of that. So we've got a new gear selector joint just to go on the end of where the shifter to this rod that goes into your actual transmission. This is what sits at the end of that. We're gonna replace it because over time it wears down, and that's what gives us slop when we're in gear. We've taken the drive shaft and the exhaust out just to get to this one piece. But hopefully, once we put this in, it'll be tight as. So with the old shifter out, here's the new one side by side. As you can see, it's held in by the actual transmission, which makes it move around a lot, especially when you're under heavy load. I'll be honest, it actually looks pretty old, so hopefully with the new one, it'll feel absolutely fantastic. Let's get it installed. So we've put the new short shifter in, made sure it goes into gear. We're now gonna bolt the drive shaft back in, put the exhaust back in, and then we're gonna go into the M3 engine mounts and get those installed. Here's the extensions we need to reach the bottom. Next bolt is down there. A bit hard to get to, so we're just gonna take out the airbox and all of these plastics. We're nearing the end of the process. The next step is to jack up the engine. Oh yeah, we jacking. So Felix is just here and he's getting the old engine mount out. I'm not trusted because I don't know what I'm doing. Damn, boy. Oh, it's not supposed to look like that, eh? So we've got the old engine mount out. As you can see, it's pancaked a little bit. The new engine mount looks like that, so yeah. After putting on the M3 engine mounts, we're gonna put the exhaust back in and bolt everything up. Then we should be done with the install. Just careful your head, you're right near the cat. With the exhaust almost fully in, we'll come back tomorrow and do a test drive on the new short shifter. All right, see you then. So now to answer the question, is the chassis mounted short shifter worth it? And well, it's kind of a complicated answer. Now before I get into what I think about this mod, I want to give a massive shout out to the guys at Kukui Crew. I actually ordered one of their shift knobs for this mod because I had to move from a snap-on shifter to a threaded shifter. So because I had some questions about the shift knob before I ordered it, I had a chat with them and they happened to watch the channel. And they were massively supportive. They sent along some giant Day Crew stickers along with my order. And they were just great guys. So if you are in the Australia area or even international, check out their stuff. Not sponsored at all. I paid for my shift knob and I was very happy to because it's an awesome little piece. Back to the chassis shifter. So here's the deal. When you count the cost of the M3 engine mounts, the transmission mounts, the end joints, and the shifter itself, it comes out to almost $500 Australian. And with this as the end result, it's really hard to justify that $500 price tag. It has quite a lot of play while it's in gear, and the shifter doesn't have the best feel. It's a lot better than it was, but it's just not that good. For context, I installed a short shifter on my Miata, which you can watch here, and it feels 10 times better than this one. And it only cost $100 for everything. But of course, that's because it's a different gearbox and a different shifting mechanism. Which brings me to the point. I don't think the shifter is to blame. BMW aren't known for making the best feeling shifters. Even reviewers for the new M2 are saying the manual shifter feels pretty terrible. And when we compare the shifter to what it was like before the install, it's pretty clear how much the shifter has improved and how much shorter the shifts are. I'm glad to have a better shifter, but for the steep price, I was hoping for a much better feel. So for that reason, it isn't a bin, but I can't say that the chassis mounted short shifter is a win. It's just okay. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Was I being a bit too harsh on this mod? Is there a better shifter I should install? If you enjoyed, consider subscribing so you can keep up to date with what we're doing. But until next time, thanks for watching.